Good morning, students. Welcome to the Arihant English Medium School's online teaching session. So, I am teaching you history for the standard 5th, and first lesson is what is history. In this lesson, there are four contents: history, a science that tells about the events in the past; second, the scientific method of history; third, history and us; fourth, the past and the future. So we'll see. Last year in standard 4th, we studied the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mission of establishing Swaraj. The time before the birth of Shivaji Maharaj was about 400 years ago. So in the other words, the time 400 years ago. For our convenience, we divide time in different ways. Often we use words like now, some time ago, or after some time. We are using this word. No, now I am teaching. After some time, I went somewhere. Understood? And some time ago, we use the same. Or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. Understood? This year you are studying in 5th. Next year you will be studying in 6th standard. So it means we use words like this for dividing the time. So when we use these words, we are actually measuring the time in our minds. Yes, in our minds we are actually measuring the time. Now, today, and this year, these are the terms that indicate the present. Yes, now I am teaching, today I am teaching, this year I am your class teacher. All these are the examples that indicate the present. Some time ago, yesterday, and last year. These are the terms that indicate the past. Yes, last year you studied in 4th. Yesterday it was Sunday, or some time ago you studied geography, etc. All these terms are to indicate the past. After some time, tomorrow, and next year are the words that indicate future. So the time that has already gone by is past. Yes, very important. Underline in your textbook. The time that has already gone by is past. The time that we are in now is the present. Yes, that time we are in now is present. Now I am teaching. It means presently I am teaching you. The time that is yet to come is future. Yes, the time is yet to come. Tomorrow is yet to come. So it means what? It is your future. So the past includes many events that have already taken place. The past includes many events that have already taken place. For example, if you are 10 years old today, it means that the event of your birth happened 10 years ago in past. Yes, all of you are 10 years old today in 5th standard. So it means what? That the event of your birth, are you born before 10 years ago in past. Understood? In 2010 or 9 or 11. So similarly, after 10 years from now, that is in future, you will be 20 years old. Yes, you will be 20 years old after 10 years. It is your future. So the time gone by between today and your birth is your past. The past in the life of a person. It means the time gone between today and your date of birth means today's. Today suppose 2020 is there, and in past means 10 years before 2010. So this 10 years is your past. Understood? Or the past life of you. So the science, the definition of history, what is mean by history? The science that tries to understand past event is called history. The definition of history is the science that tries to understand the past event is called history. So next, the scientific method of history, very very important. This scientific method of history. So in standard 3rd and 4th, as a part of EVS or environmental studies, we have become acquainted with various science. Yes, we studied various science in 3rd and 4th. The special characteristics of all these sciences is that their facts or evidence can be tested in experiments which can be repeated anywhere, anytime. In science we tested many times, and then only means the evidences or facts we tested, always we tested. Then the same method can we test in history, or can we try in history? Can we test something in history? We'll see now. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called scientific method. Means the definition of the scientific method is the method of using a number of different tests is called the scientific method. See, a method of using different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called the scientific method. Means we have to do the different test, or we have to test to determine the evidence is reliable or not. We have to check, we have to examine the evidence or the proof that we have. Are they genuine? Are they reliable? So this test is called as the scientific method. This method is called as scientific method. There are many things that happened since our birth, and those things we don't know. So however our grandparents or parents or the others often tells us you to amusing stories of your childhood, no, what you did in your childhood. So your parents told, means your parents used to tell about you. So you did some mischiefs in standard 1st, or when you are 3 years old you did this. So you don't know this, but your parents used to tell this. Those stories are the part of their memories. Yes, all these stories or your mischiefs or something other things, all these are the part of their memory, your parents' memory. They know, they memorized, and then they will tell you. So however, when different people tells us about the same event, we find differences in their narrations. When different people tells about the same events, we find differences in their narrations. Yes, suppose your grandfather told something about your childhood when you are, means about the first day of your school. Your grandfather will, means they can tell different things. Your mother can tell different things. Your father can tell different things. Your friends can tell different things. Your class teacher can tell different things. Means that there is different, means the same event is same, but there is difference between the narrations. Understood? There is difference between their narrations. It makes us wonder which one is right. Yes, it makes us wonder which one is right. Who is right? Our mother is right, or our father is right? Who is right? So we need to examine the details of each narration carefully and to decide the correctness of this fact. Yes, so we have to test, we have to examine, we have to find out the correctness of these facts. It is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in past. So it is not possible to conduct the experiments or the recreate the events. Understood? So we can't recreate the event of your first day of your school. We cannot recreate, because we are 10 years old, and when you first time came to school, your fifth, means your age was 5 or 6. Understood? So we cannot recreate it. Therefore the method of presenting history is different from other sciences. Yes, that's why the method of history or the method of presenting history is the different part and the other is different. So even so, the history uses the scientific method at every stage. Yes, we are using scientific method at every stage, but this method is different this time. What is this? See, while looking for the and collecting the evidence, examining evidence, and while putting it together. Suppose we have or we found one old book, then what we will do, it is one evidence of past, no? So we are in search of this evidence. If we found, we collect it. Next, we will examine this evidence and putting it together. So when required, help is also taken from other sciences. Yes, if we want help, then we can take, suppose if you got the bone at the time of excavation, then what you will do, you will take the help of forensic science, whose bone it is. Understood? This is one example. So that is why history is considered to be a scientific discipline. That's why history should be in scientific discipline. History is not written on the basis of imagination. Yes, we can't write history on the basis of imagination. Understood? History cannot be written solely, means alone we cannot write history by the basis of imagination or on the basis of imagination. You cannot imagine what happened in past. You have to take the help of your parents or some experts. So ancient objects, structures, see, ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories, and songs were remembered for many generations. Yes, if you have the old coin, suppose you have coin from, means at the time of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, if you found one coin, or the sculpture or the pot from your grandparents, or suppose you have inscription or the traditional songs that your grandmother used to chant. So all these are remembered by many generations. So all these are the sources of history. Means by this we can get information about history, no? So all the things which gives you the information about the history. So all these are the sources of history, and the sources has three types. The sources of history has three types. First one, material source. Second, written source. And third one, oral source. So in order to find out what happened in the past and how it happened, evidence is available from all these sources, collected and thoroughly examined to determine its reliability. See, if you have or if you got any object or any evidence, so what you have to do, you have to collect it first. You have to thoroughly, you have to deeply examine this, and you have to put in this proper sequence, and then you have to write the historical account. And so this is called as historical or the scientific method. Understood? This is called as scientific method. This is one simple chronology. Collect the evidence, examine it. You have to examine, you have to test this. Next, put in proper sequence this history, and then write history. So it is totally called as the scientific method of history. Next, history and us, the study of science. See, as I explained the sources of history, we can see the material sources. Is the coins and these inscriptions. All these are the material sources, because we can see through our eyes. So these are the material sources. This is written source, because this was written Understood? Means what it means? Material source, written source, and oral source means the songs or the OVs. All these are the oral source. This is written material. This is the material source, this is written source, and the songs your grandma or grandpa used to chant, all these are, suppose like abhanga or ovis, all these are the oral sources of history, because we can get information from the past events through this ovi or abhanga. Next, history and us. So the study of science that helps us to understand or find out the answers to many questions. For example, environmental science studied the problems of degradation of the environment. Yes, like we studied environment, and in that environment we studied how our soil is became degraded. Next, pollution, etc., and looks for the solution. In the same way, every science has its own areas to studies. Every science has the area of studies. Same it is, history is one type of science, and what history does, history studies the events of the past. History studies the event of past. So individual or collective actions of human beings have consequences. They result in an environment that may be either favorable or unfavorable for the progress of society. See, this affects our today and day-to-day life. For example, if the people of village, if they will work together and help one another, the village makes good progress. However, if the people cannot come together, it puts obstacles for the development. Understood? If we did some work togetherly, then what will happen? Our progress, the village makes good progress. If we put obstacle in each other's, if we did not help to each other, then what will happen? The development will stop there. So the history attempts to find out the answers of many questions by studying the way of thinking past societies. Thus we can understand, or will get know. So we can find out the answers of many questions by studying the way of thinking of past societies, their actions and the consequences. The study of history makes it possible for us to study what is good and what is not good for the human society. So history provides us the guidelines about how we should behave, understood, to shape a good future, how we should behave for our good future. So by telling us the life stories of great people like Shivaji Maharaj, Maharana Pratap, understood. So by telling us the life stories of great people, history serves to inspire and motivate us. Yes, history serves us, history motivates us. By studying history, we get to know about the give and take that took place between our own and other civilization. Yes, by studying history, we have to know about the give and take that took place between our own civilization. So see, we learn about the progress of human civilization. We learn about the progress of human civilization. We also understand how people's way of life went on changing. Yes, we also learned how people's life way of changing, how they dressed up in past and they dress up today, what type of food the people were used to eat in past and nowadays. There are changes, no? Yes, we have to study these changes, and we can understand these changes. So every village, city, district state and country has its own history. Yes, our city has our own history. Our state, Maharashtra, has our own history. Our country, India, has our own history. Similarly, the earth, mountains, water bodies, the animal world, mankind, all have their own history. Every man has their own history. So we all have our own history. We studied in the past, in fourth. This is our history. Understood? Means everyone has their own history. Every science too has its history. It tells of the many things or the many scientific discoveries that brought about important changes in human civilizations, of the scientists who made those discoveries. Suppose the invention of bulb, who invented or who discovered? Thomas Edison discovered the bulb. So this is one discovery in science, or this is one invention in science. And who invented this? The Thomas Edison. Means we'll get information about this. Next, the history and the future. Means the past and the future, how they are related to each other. The past, present and the future are linked by continuous chain of event. Yes, past, future and present, all these are continuous chain of events. Suppose example, the Indian people fought against British government. Yes, we fought against British government. For what purpose we fought them? Because we have to get independence. We want independence. We want our independent India, British free India. So this is one historical action. And what is the result of that action? See, India became independent nation on 15th August 1947. Yes, we fought with Britishers. That's why we got independence on 15th August 1947. If we never fought, then we will never get independence. We fought. Just because we fought with Britishers, that's why we got the independence. Means our action results into independence. So we can say that independence was a consequence of an action of the Indian struggle. So in this way, the events of today are linked with past actions. Yes, whatever we are doing today is linked with past actions, linked with yesterday or last year. Understood? Suppose you are studying in fifth. It is linked. How it is linked with fourth? Because you studied in the fourth, you passed in fourth, that's why you came in fifth. So our events of today are linked with past actions. When we understand this, we realize that the future depends on the past events. This is what we learn from history. For example, we learned that man began to make tools from materials available in nature. That he learned how to make use of fire, and that he invented the wheel. Yes, we invented the wheel, how to make fire. So the next generation added this development. Technology was developed further hand in hand with physical and intellectual development of the man. Yes, we studied technology is developed further hand in hand with our physical development and intellectual development also. First we are ape, then we evolved from Homo erectus and some other. Now we are Homo sapiens sapien. Means our physical development was done, and also our intellectual, our brain was developed, and still we are developing our brain. So this process is going continuously. Even today also we are continuously developing our mind and our body. So the intention of today are only possible on the foundation of discoveries and invention of past. Means the invention of today are only foundation. Means suppose you have to start online teaching session, then how means what you will do? This was one invention, no? So this was the base of some things that invented in past. In past the mobile was developed, that's why we are learning online by sitting our home. Understood? So all these are the inventions or discoveries, and it has the foundation of the past. Understood? So we'll stop, students. Thank you.